How you doing? I'm gonna do what I consider my top male R&B singers, men, and it's not gonna be any particular order, but I'm just gonna mention names, and I don't care, just the ones that I believe that belong on here, because genres are all connected to R&B, and I'm gonna give you names, and that's just how I'm gonna look at it. Obvious names are Ray Charles, because he's the father of soul. You know, that man incorporated so many styles, so he's definitely one of them for real. James Brown, the Godfather, so you got to have James Brown in there. He changed the course of it. Michael Jackson changed the course of music multiple times. R&B, definitely. And you can see his impact influence on a who's who of people. Everybody that came after him, especially MTV generation, etc. after, owe a debt to Michael Jackson. Sly Stone, changed the course of music. That was very rhythmic, very soulful. Obviously, Sam Cooke from the gospel world to secular world, definitely got to throw Sam Cooke. Bobby Womack, soulful harmonies, definitely, definitely. Um, Al Green, same thing. You know, you have to acknowledge Al Green. He's one of the most important soul vocalists ever. Distinctive harmony and tone. Jackie Wilson doesn't get his due because it was popular, but he had soulful voices. You got to give it to Jackie Wilson, one of the greatest to ever do it, no doubt. Barry White, the silky soul, strong vocals, indeedy, strong vocals. Prince, because he definitely incorporated with his slow jams and his grooves. You definitely got to put it there, definitely. El DeBarge, one of the most incredible timbers and tones. He's got to be there. His brother Bobby DeBarge got to be there too for the falsetto distinctiveness. Has got to be there. Lionel Richie, oh yeah, especially the Commodores era. Yeah, his vocals, his tones, his reflections, and the versatility is there. Maurice White, definitely there. Strong vocals, commanding presence. The gospel, you could feel it. Philip Bailey, falsetto vocals, you can definitely feel it. Rick James, yes. You know, he doesn't get his due near enough for what he did vocally, but he definitely left a lasting mark and a strong, strong tone of his soul and his timbre. Isaac Hayes, very distinctive, very soulful, very direct, very impactful indeed. Gerald Austin, the Manhattan's one of the best vocalists who never gets his due, one of the baddest to ever do it. One of my favorites too. Johnny Taylor, you can sit there and listen to Johnny Taylor. You know, like when you hear Johnny Taylor, you know that's a soul singer. You know that man's got the soul. You know where it's coming from. You know how it goes. Sam Cooke, as I mentioned earlier, influence on all of that and what have you. Um, Luther Vandross, of course. I mean, changed the course of modern R&B vocals. He set a standard. Definitely set a standard. Freddie Jackson, very impactful, and one of those kind of vocals that had a coolness but a rawness that worked. Bobby Brown, because you have to acknowledge the fact that his tone and his vibe modernized modern R&B. You know, he took it to another level with what he did, especially when hip hop and the beats and everything was taken over. He was very influential to a lot that was to go forward. So, who else would I say? Bill Withers, one of the most important gut roots. You know, when you hear Bill Withers, that's very soulful, harmonic, definitely. Donny Hathaway just blows your mind to this day. Blows your mind to this day. Incredible. Teddy Pendergrass, sensual, raw, very earthy, very sheer. Had a way of hitting you. Frankie Beverly, the man's voice was the truth. I mean, just had such depth, magnitude, force, soulful, hit you. For me, Ralph Tresvant, Johnny Gill, both of them dug their vocals together. You know, when you hear "Can You Stand the Rain," when you hear that harmony with New Edition, those guys don't get enough due. Casey and JoJo from Josie, yes, come on now, those Haley brothers are some singing brothers, some of the baddest to ever put it down. Definitely, uh, Curtis Mayfield, cold falsetto, cold, just hit you with the coolness, just hit you with that aura, with that vibe, you know, hit you with that totality. you know, and everything. Charlie Wilson, Gap Band legendary, which, when you listen to Charlie, because obviously, and of course, like when I mentioned Stevie Wonder, who changed the chorus and the tones, and you can make the link between what Stevie Wonder did, what Charlie Wilson did, and what R. Kelly did, and you can hear all three of them. And of course, R. Kelly I mentioned because, again, his stylings, the hip hop operas, the tones, the vibes, storytelling, different styles, incredible. You know, Johnny Gill, very strong soulful harmony. Tevin Campbell, one of those vocalists that, and we just going strictly music, one of the best voices you'll ever have heard. One of the most important. I'll give Usher his due as a vocalist. He definitely had impact. Definitely had an impact as a vocalist. Definitely, has a place. Brian McKnight, incredible range, incredible styling, very talented artist. And his tone is very moving. Johnny Wilder from Heatwave vocals, incredible. Incredible range and tone. Felipe Wine, a singer from the Spinners. Eddie Levert from the OJs, Walter Williams, those guys incredible. When I mentioned some groups, I mentioned them. Eddie Kendricks, Dave Ruffin, incredible vocalists. You can't go wrong with singers. Those guys could put it down. Those guys, Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops, incredible range. I want to give Marvin Jr. from the Dells his due. Frankie Lyman his due. Again, some incredible male vocalists. I want to say Solomon Burke. Chuck Berry, even though he considered more rocky pop, but it was a distinctive tone. You couldn't limit him. Very distinctive tone. Very, 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 very moved. Peabo Bryson, respect his vocals a lot. Smokey Robinson, everybody know about the songs. Cold falsetto and the Quiet Storm became its own symbolism. So you got to give it to him when you think about that for alone with that as it was. Incredible tone with that, how he put that down. Jeffrey Osborne, one of my favorite singers growing up. James Ingram, another one of my favorite vocalists growing up. Love the wailing, love the tone. Michael Henderson, another one of my favorite vocalists who doesn't get his due. Definitely. Shout out to Gerald Levert. Had a distinctive tones, a songwriter. Keith Sweat, even though I'm not the biggest fan of his, but his songs, it worked. It worked. Can't take nothing away from it because it worked. He made it work. He definitely made it work. And I respect his work. Joe's a really good singer. Always dug his style. David Hollister, really good singer. Donnell Jones, respect. So those are cats that come to mind. But the ones I mentioned earlier is the ones I considered. And they are in tiers. They're different people. If I ain't mentioned some folks, it's because sometimes either I didn't think they quite hit the merit, or there were some that were better from my criteria. But by and large, I pretty much hit along the people that I would consider some of the better vocalists, some of the most impactful. And there's a long list to pick from when you say top R&B vocalists. Believe it or not, there's some people, I didn't see some people shows where they wouldn't put Michael Jackson and Prince because they were pop and R&B and all that, or Lionel Richie too. And I say, look, that's dumb. They all R&B based, all three of those cats. Or they wouldn't pick R. Kelly because of his legal issues and stuff. I said, look, that is dumb. Takes nothing away from his musical contributions and anything like that. So I put everybody on and then some. I will debate this. And I gave a shout out to Jerry Butler too, the Iceman from The Impressions, one of the best vocalists either. There are so many that you can pick from. Dennis Edwards, another guy, very distinctive vocalist. There's so many vocalists. One of my favorites is also August Darnell. Miss Kid Creole from Kid Creole and the Coconuts, because he definitely has some pipes and he's got a cool voice too. People are so quick to say, well, this is pop, this is not. No, it encompasses all of that. That's R&B. It encompasses everything. Stop letting people tell you what's R&B, what's not this, what's not that. Stokely from Mint Condition, I like his voice a lot. from a vocals. So there's a lot of vocalists that I will give their due to, and So anyway, that's just some I consider the top greatest male R&B singers. Tell me what you think, and if you got any people you want to talk about, we can do another one. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do videos like this, I bring forth. Stay strong, stay free, stay fresh, stay woke, stay clear. I'm out. Peace.